Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we will be looking at what if Australia made an empire. This is one of the episodes, I forgot which one, I haven't done one of these in a while, but it's an episode of the Empires series, and I've gotten back into mapping. So you guys should hope to see a little more mapping videos from me, as I will try to make sure that I can get those out to you fast. So, the first country that they're going to take on is New Zealand, to try to get, more territories down here. Yeah, guess what these islands... You guess what these islands do? Sink into the ocean. Alright. As I was saying, they will now battle, and Australia will make a landing in the South and the North Islands of New Zealand, and try to take the coast along that. And yeah, they will make a few cutoffs in New Zealand to try to encircle and take out some major cities. And New Zealand, not being that strong, sorry if you're from New Zealand, will surrender over to Australia. And Australia will fully annex them. Whoa, what's going on? Yeah, Australia will fully annex New Zealand, and they have started to grow their empire already. The next country they're going to try to take on is Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea. I don't know how to say the name. And also a bunch of these other islands. They will make a lot of landings in the... Alright, as I was saying, they will make a lot of landings in the southern islands of Papua New Guinea, or whichever. These might be like separate countries, but I'm going to just say they're part of Papua New Guinea for the sake of this. And they will take over these islands until they get to the main island of Papua New Guinea and start to invade from the south on their border, while Papua New Guinea makes a landing in northern Australia, northern Australia, trying to take that, and trying, but failing to push back the Australian army in the north. So, Australia will, I don't know where the capital is, but they will cut off the troops from the mainland, causing them to be able to take back. We're going to turn the tolerance down again. Almost forgot. They will take back and all of the Australian territory, and at this point, Papua New Guinea just surrenders over to Australia. And looking at a peace treaty, we don't need to pause this, because guess what? Full annexation. Yeah, this is... I really need to start making this bigger when I do that. Alright, the next country on their list, can you guess which one it is? It's... would you believe it or not? Madagascar, actually. And these little islands along the way. What's going on with this? I don't know. But yeah, they will declare war on Madagascar. and whatever these islands are, and they will make a landing in these islands and in Madagascar's southern part, trying to take the south, and then we can see another country get involved in this war. I don't know if this is too realistic, but I don't care enough to remember their name right now. But this country will join the war on Australia's side. So yeah, and they will both start pushing into Madagascar on the coastal areas, trying to cut it off from any sea access to try to get Australia and Zimbabwe. I don't know. I still don't care enough. Will successfully make a landing in the north and take over the north fully. And Madagascar will try to sign a peace treaty, which they will decline and fully take over Madagascar. And yeah, so in this peace treaty, we have Madagascar just kind of being split. Ooh, my bad. Sorry, I have to go and brush. Yeah, it's my bad. I keep forgetting. But yeah, in this peace treaty, we have Madagascar basically being split down the middle. And I forgot I have to go into Phil. Australia getting the right half, and the other country getting the left half. I'm usually good with countries. I'm just not in that thing right now. So yeah, and then this country will leave the war. World film. So yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, they will off world film. Yeah, they will take over the western eastern half of Madagascar. I am not in it today. But yeah, they will take over the eastern half of Madagascar and shift their focus to Indonesia. Which, yeah. They will focus on Indonesia. Here, let me just color all these islands in, because it's annoying, and there we go. Alright, so yeah, Australia will start pushing into Indonesia from these little islands over here. That's way too big. I keep forgetting to shrink this down. They will take over this chain of islands while Indonesia pushes into what was Papua New Guinea, taking the main island over and starting to push in on the other ones. My bad, I have to do this real quick. Yeah. Alright. And yeah, while this happens, Australia will. I gotta recolor this the right way. Australia will also take over this little teapot island and a few more of these island chains. Australia is having a little bit of a hard time island hopping so much in such a confined area. Uh, Indonesia is able to shoot from one island and hit Australian troops in the other, though Australia is still pulling it off as they are maybe just a little bit buffed in this scenario, so it's fair. Yeah, but yeah, they will take over this part of Indonesia, the eastern. I almost said western again. The western part, and take back their land in Papua New Guinea, and Indonesia will, at this sign, surrender over to Australia, which will cause Australia to then get rid of that. Get rid of that, and yeah, which will cause Australia to puppet a few of the islands of Indonesia and annex the rest. So yeah, this is our current Australian Empire. And what would you know? Next, they will invade the Philippines. I still don't know. Is this a Philippine island? Say in the comments if this is a Philippine island or a Malaysian island. I can never remember. But yeah, they will try. They will begin to take over the Philippines, and Australia will start making a small push in the south, as they have used a lot of their military personnel in the last few wars, and these are all like back to back to back wars. And yeah, they will have exhausted a lot of their military strength, so they won't go very fast. And the Philippines will try to get some allies in this war, as even though Australia has slowed down, they are still pushing and have taken completely the southern island and this, I can't remember if it's Malaysian or a Philippine island. So they will call Malaysia into this war to try to aid them in the fight against Australia. In which, why is this red? They will do. Um, yeah. Recolor and then press it. Gosh, I can never remember. Malaysia will push into Australia through the Malaysian area, or what? Malaysia will push into Australia through the Indonesian area that they just got, taking over a few of the islands with their navy and taking the northernmost part, while in the other area, Australia will use its puppet and push into this little area, which will prompt them to get these guys involved in the war just because they don't like how they look. And yeah, they have cut off Malaysia's island from the other half of it, and that has caused Malaysia to go into a state of panic as Australia starts to push back their troops in this area. Also, uh, while this is happening, Australia has taken a few troops from the Philippines to try to help stop the Malaysian invasion, which causes the Philippines to take back parts of their islands, even almost completely liberating them, just as the Australian armies start to push into the islands in small increments as their reserves start to kick in. And they start using their reserved military to completely take over this area of Malaysia and start to push down, completely taking this whole side and all of the border along their puppet's coast and this whole island, which causes Malaysia to start to offer a peace treaty with Australia, but Australia's like, nah, we're trying to build our empire, and you guys have started to take that away from us. And they start completely trying to blitz the Malaysians and pushing completely into them and completely taking them over, while using the troops that are in the Philippines, causing the Philippines to completely push them out of their territory and start invading into the Australian puppets. But Australia is quick to react on this, and also like trying to liberate Malaysia. But Australia is quick to act on this and quickly shuts this down and starts pushing back into the Philippines. I gotta get the actual right color up for this. Alright. And we'll start pushing into the Philippines, and the Philippines is really scared on this, but they've seen what they did to Malaysia when they offered a peace treaty, and they've kind of just all lost hope as they take most of the Philippines islands, and you know, the Philippines kind of just collapses and surrenders. Congrats, islands, you've sank into the ocean. Anything I can't color in, it's gone. So yeah, I'm gonna just, stop there because I'm kind of bored of coloring in the islands. But yeah, Australia is kind of mad at the fact that it took them that long, so they will completely annex all of these countries, and they will actually be puppeting this island of Malaysia. Or, shoot. This island of Malaysia. Nope, stop. This island of Malaysia and a few of the more northern islands of the Philippines. But all in all, Australia has created their empire really well. And all right, perfect. So yeah, Australia has created their empire, and what they seek out next is trying to build relations with other countries. When all of a sudden, a country declares war on them. Another island nation. It's getting kind of jealous of Australia's huge empire. Can you guess what country that is? It's Japan. Because you can't have one of these videos without Japan being annoying. No, I don't want to resize. Stop. I'm gonna just say these are Japanese islands. But yeah, they declare war on Australia, which was a surprise because Australia was not expecting this. So they are able to land in the Philippines, completely taking over their northernmost island puppet. All of these islands are separate puppets, by the way, and also this island puppet, while making a landing in these islands right here and making a few naval landings along the coast of Malaysia and along some of the Indonesian islands. And these will eventually connect up and make one big front, which they will be able to push into. And Australia is still like on the ropes because they were really ready to like end off their empire spree. But at this point, Japan has gotten a lot of the islands that Australia has claimed, and Australia's gotten real mad, and they've sent all of their military at once. And you know what they did? Completely liberated. 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 Complete. Not wrong key. Completely liberated. Completely liberated. Completely liberated. Completely liberated. And now they're on the offensive. They make a landing in Japan's southernmost island. I don't know what this Japanese island is called. But yeah, they will make a landing, and Japan is now on the ropes as Australia is real mad, and they're still buffed. They're still buffed. Yeah, so Japan, I think one of these islands is Hokkaido. I think that's this one, though. Japan has just gotten on the ropes. And, you know, they just, like, they don't want to lose, they don't want to have more nukes dropped on them. So, they surrender over to Australia. Which will cause the annexation of the northernmost islands. And the southernmost island. And whichever island this one is. But the rest will be puppeted, as they still want the resources of Japan, but they also don't want to let Japan go. And they don't want to get too big because then they'll probably just collapse. But yeah, that will be Australia's empire. And they will just take this island. They will just claim it for themselves. But yeah, that'll be it for Australia's empire. This is an unedited video because I don't need to edit it. I didn't have many long pauses. And for the long pauses that did happen, I'm still not going to edit them out because, you know, you probably haven't even watched to this end. But hey, if Rapid Royale is watching this right now, you're a G. Thanks for watching my videos. Thanks for taking my suggestions into account. And yeah, I'll make sure to comment. Make sure to subscribe, like, and, you know, do all that jazz. Turn on notifications so you don't miss another one of my Empire videos or another one of my alternative futures of the world videos. I have something in reserves for that. It's not pre-recorded, but I have something that I'm gonna do. And yeah, that'll end off today's video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye. JJ Ricochet out.